Hi guys, I'm Alexis, and I did my own microlock. I'm really late now, I know. So I am 6 months in. Let's go back a little bit. So I'm making these videos because of all the questions that I get regarding my microlocks, whether they are unraveling, whether I'm experiencing it in the shaft of my hair, at the ends of my hair. How did I install it? Do I have a grid? Do I have a loctician? Do I do other people's hair? Girl, no, I don't do other people's hair. I barely did my head. But what we're gonna do is, we're just gonna talk about this. 6 months ago, I came back from a service trip and I blew out my hair extremely big. My mom was like, girl, don't cut your hair. And I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna cut it. Joke's on you. I'm getting locks and I'm doing it myself. So I did it. So I made So this is what my hair looked like before. And I'm sorry I wasn't able to explain myself properly. So what I actually did was split my hair into 4 long cornrows. And then I just worked my way up from the nape up into small squares. And every day that week, I went in the mirror. It was like, girl, you gonna do this? Girl, you about to really put these locks in your head. And the next week, I did it. I watched so many videos on how to interlock that I dreamed about it every day, every night. 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock, in my sleep, in my dream. That is what it did to me. How many videos? Stick a mirror in front of me and a mirror in the back of me. And then I had a little light hanging over so I can see the back of my hair. And at that time, that is when I started to struggle. Day 3 is when I decided, okay, just stop. Just don't do it. Just cut it off. Cut your hair off. You made a mistake. Don't do it. And the reason why, it's not because they didn't look good. It's because it was only this square done. Like, take this square. That was done. That was it. This is all that I had in 2 days. Okay? So by day 3, starting day 3, this is all what was done. And then day 3, I think I had this square. I was moving too slow. I was moving too slow because I was trying to twist, then interlock the root right then and there, like with each one. Another problem I was getting frustrated with, because as I started to progress and I started to work my way all the way up, and I was getting close to, okay, that's a good half of your head done. So I counted my locks, because half of my head, my parts should have been equal. So it means for the amount of locks on this head, times it by 2, that's how many locks you have. Ty has like over 600 locks. I have nowhere near that. Nowhere close to that, actually. A lot of people think that I have so many, and I'm like, I don't. Here's what happened. Each section that I sectioned off for a lock, that little cluster of hair, call it a cluster of hair, I began to twist it. But then I move on to the next section, and it feels like this. You know, when you go get your hair braided, when you're going to get box braids, this is your edges. We don't let nobody braid this, but somebody will make this into a lock. I couldn't do it. It probably would have been okay to make my locks that small on that little of hair. It probably would have been okay. However, my hair in my hand really did not feel as strong hands. So I made them bigger to where I was comfortable because I don't want the foundation of my locks to be not as strong in the future because I wanted so many locks. I'm happy that I didn't do it either because I'm happy with how my locks look. I'm not happy with the length, okay? I'm not happy with the shrinkage. So anyway, I did that I stuck in the mirror like that for 7 days for 12 hours. I decided for some weird reason, that I think I was probably sleep deprived, probably dehydrated, and I was binge watching Golden Girls. I love me some Blanche. So anyway, I made these appear smaller than any other lock on my head. Why? I don't know. I still sleep at night and be like, girl, why'd you do that? I don't know. I had to go back and correct it. I was not happy. I don't know why I did it, but I corrected it. Now, I do have locks on my head that are that size, that are really that small, but they are towards, no, they are on the sides of my head, right there. Maybe I have I know on my hand around 4 of those locks that are that size. That was just by chance. That is how much hair I had left in that section, and it had to be that small. So I made sure to put them in the places where there's not a lot of tension. I don't wear my hair up a lot. So I felt like that would be okay. Now, it did get to a point where I was getting really tired. If you're doing your own locks and you get tired, please stop. Don't keep going, because I kept going. And my boyfriend's looking at me like, what? So anyway, this whole square, the entire square, I'm gonna point it out to you. This whole square from here to there, that square, I hope you can see it. That square went from microlock size all the way to chunky box spray size, like 90s chunky, like Poetic Justice chunky box sprays. And I was like, girl, I only got 4 locks on that side. Yes, because I was sleeping, I was tired, and I thought that they looked good in that moment because that's how tired I was. I had to go back and correct that, and that whole section turned from 40 locks to around 85 to 90 locks. That's what it turned into. That's how bad I messed up my head. Don't do it. Take a break. It's okay, guys. It's okay to take as much time you need. Trust me. If you got to do a little bit here, put a hat on. A little bit there, put a wig on. A little bit here, put a head wrap on. Do it, because you will thank yourself later. I am thanking myself now that I had the energy to go back and correct it, but there's still parts in my grid, my DIY grid, that I feel like, oh, that could have been so much better. I do have locks that are way too chunky, and I do have locks that are, ooh, that could have been bigger, that could have been stronger. Now my edges, okay? Around my edges, guys, I know. I'm 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since my last retie. So my edges have never given me any problems. However, I have like little cowlicks. I always had them since I was little. And these 2 locks right here, I hope you can see them. These 2 locks right here, I actually have budding on those and didn't know that it was budding. And I pulled it and it came off. And I was like, oh my God, my hair is breaking. It's not breaking, it's budding. And sometimes they will fall off, but you're not supposed to pull it off. So if you see little knots, that looks like I have one to show you. Well, I'm not tripping. This right here. If you have that, I hope you can see that. If you have that, leave it alone. It's budding. That's a good sign. That means your hair is locking. So don't do anything to it. So I finished my locks. I don't know, I didn't move for like 3 or 4 days. Now when I started interlocking my hair, I interlocked my own hair. I have a loctician now, but I started interlocking my hair every 4 to 6 weeks. It took me a week to finish my own retie. I retied my hair for 4 months of the 6 months that I've been locked. If you can just find someone to help you when you're first starting out, will make a huge difference. I didn't. So I just I did it myself, but it teaches you a lot. I was very particular when it came to how I took care of my locks, but it became too much because I wasn't perfectionate enough. Holy moly, perfectionate enough is not correct. To where I could still see discrepancies in the way that I retied my own hair. I never made a hole in my lock. I was good about that, but just the technique of it, you know, you can see it that I wasn't doing it correctly, or I was, but I wasn't doing it well enough. That that basically the foundation of my locks maybe would not be as strong in the future as if I went to a Sister Locs consultant. And that's another video that I will talk in too, about how I found a Sister Locs consultant. Mainly this video is for me to just introduce myself, how I got here. Now we're 6 months and I'm here. So if you have any questions, I'm that person that I don't just say, oh yeah, my hair, I am experiencing unraveling. I will tell you where, I will tell you when, I will tell what I think caused it. I will give it all up. Just tell you anything that will help you. I will be the guinea pig right here because I feel like now I'm experiencing all of these things. Just ready to see what this other 6 months have to do with this. I know I'm gonna upload maybe once a week. Sometimes I just have a lot to say. It's just so much because sometimes I feel like people don't give me enough information about their locks. And like, I'm not trying to be nosy. I just want to know, like, are we experiencing the same thing? Something in common. So if you are, if there's any questions, comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will drop my social medias down below too. If you're watching this video, thank you for watching because I kind of don't know what I'm doing, but I'm here. And that's it. Oh, and follow my social media because I do styles with my locks that sometimes I don't get a chance to film. I don't know if I will film that. I don't know if you're interested in that, but I'm just going to keep uploading videos. For now, I'm just rambling, but bye guys.